Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k17 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz, and this is NXT, and tonight we will find out who will take on Asuka at the NXT Takeover special coming up very soon. But first, before we get into that, we've got Tyson Kidd and Gran Metalik teaming up to take on Pete Dunne and Chavo Guerrero. We know Kidd will take on Dunne. Metalik will take on Guerrero Takeover. Liv Morgan goes one-on-one with Billie Kay. Mustafa Ali and Ariya Daivari team up to take on the former NXT Tag Team Champions in DIY. Ember Moon versus Bayley one-on-one in a #1 contenders match. The winner takes on Asuka at Takeover. That will be big tonight, and I'm sure that'll be a close one. In your main event, we're going to see Bobby Roode back in action. He's going to be going one-on-one with Kassius Ohno, a long-time rival for Bobby Roode. So our opening matchup, it is Kidd and Metalik with a victory. Morgan versus Billie Kay. It is going to be the winner of Liv Morgan. Next up, we've got Ali and Daivari versus DIY. It is going to be the team of DIY with the victory. Alright, we now move on to our next matchup and our opening contest of the showcase matches here tonight. This should be good. Ember Moon versus Bayley one-on-one. And this will be a close one. And I think, look, Ember Moon, she's been a good touch. She's been obviously in a lot of form, lots of victories coming her way. And she's had a certainly impressive run since arriving here to NXT not too long ago. So Ember Moon, this will be a massive challenge for her up against a former NXT Women's Champion in Bayley. This is the toughest match in Ember Moon's short run here in NXT, but she's earned this opportunity. She's earned the right to be here, and now this is her time to shine. This is her time to strike. This is her time to prove to everyone that she deserves to be the NXT Women's Champion, if not, at least in the hunt for the championship. The winner of this one will take on Asuka at Takeover. We know how difficult and how tough Asuka is, and it's not going to be easy whatsoever when they do get their chance at the Women's Champion. But this woman has done it before in the past. Bayley, a former champion in her own right, and she's just recently made a bit of a comeback here to NXT after being on the shelf for a few months. She was in negotiations to head over to the main roster, but as it turned out to be, it wasn't quite what she wanted. It just didn't quite happen, and she decided to stay around at NXT for a little while longer before she heads up to the main roster. And she has the NXT Women's Championship in her mind. That's her goal right now. She wants to be a champion once again. And I don't blame her. There's obviously a lot of tough competition on the main roster right now. So for Bayley, I think she's decided, I'll hang around in NXT. I'll keep getting better at what I do. And when there's an opportunity on the main roster to get up there and get in the mix, then she'll take it. But obviously for right now, she knows that she can increase her stock and perhaps even get a better price for herself if she can land another championship here at NXT and beat some of the big names here down at NXT. It'll obviously increase her market value quite dramatically, because right now, with her absence in recent times and a lot of losses to her name, there's not a lot of value there for Bayley. Nice elbow there as a follow-up with the shot to the back as well, but Ember Moon's going to get out of the ring. So there's not a lot of value there for Bayley. I guess not as much as there was when she was at her absolute best. So you can understand why Bayley wants to hang around here and just get back to where she was. And perhaps she feels as though that if she did go to the main roster, that things wouldn't quite go her way. There's a lot of tough competition, as we said, and maybe she would get lost in the shuffle. And maybe her skills aren't quite what they used to be. Aren't quite where she wants to be as well. So it is going to be tough. But Ember Moon shrugs off Bayley right there. Ember Moon, as we said, newcomer here to NXT, immediately having a big impact though, as now Bayley, the knee into the back of Ember. Ember Moon, very well scouted. She's been around the world. She's competed in a number of different promotions, and she's had plenty of success. Coming here to NXT, looking to replicate that as Bayley off the second rope, dropping down on Ember Moon. Successful there from Bayley, and obviously a big match here. The winner takes on Asuka at TakeOver, and both these women have momentum on their side. Ember Moon taking down Bayley off her feet, and the momentum's starting to swing in her favor. She's starting to just get a bit of a roll on here. It's now on the top with a splash off the top of the rope, springing off the rope, landing down on Bayley, and that is going to be very effective early on in this one. But Bayley straight back to her feet, looking to try and fight her way back through and shut down the offense of Ember, and it's working very well so far. DDT into the cover now. The referee taking an age to get there. No surprise, as Ember Moon comfortably gets an opportunity to kick out. No worries there, but obviously a bit of pressure there on her anyways. Ember Moon now with some big strikes, and one more, this time a clothesline. Bayley sent down off of her feet, and Ember Moon, well, I mean, this may be an opportunity for her to prove that she's good enough to hang with the best, and she's certainly showing it right now. Win or lose, it doesn't quite matter, I think, for Ember Moon. As long as she puts on a good performance, she'll get more opportunities down the line. Perhaps she's not ready for the title match yet, but a tough victory here for Bayley, and I think that will certainly boost the stock of Ember Moon anyways, if she can really make Bayley work for it, and perhaps even get close to winning herself. That would be huge for Ember, but she cannot roll over and let Bayley win this one easily, as Ember now has Bayley fall-away slam. Bayley sent towards the top left corner of the ring, as now she drags it back into the middle. Here's the cover now. Ember thinks she may have her, and she doesn't quite get it. A 2 count, but close nonetheless, and Ember Moon certainly has the momentum right now. Bayley trying to get back in it, grabs a hold of her, hits a suplex, and that will do it. So just when Ember Moon gets a roll on, Bayley finds something to shut it down, but she's not able to stay in control though. Ember Moon's been able to have most of the offense here. Hurricane Rana there by Bayley. Didn't quite get the force and power behind it, you would have to say, but she slowly took down Ember. It's effective enough. Bayley now looking to perhaps put Ember Moon away. Here she goes. Bayley to belly. The cover now. Early in the match. Is this it? No. The shoulder is up. Ember Moon kicking out because Bayley arguably hasn't quite done enough. It's early in the match. It's been all Ember Moon. Well, while she hits her best shot, it's not enough to beat Ember, who's a tough competitor. And oh, wow. Ember, with that suplex of her own, really effective. And Ember's back to her feet. She's looking okay. And hit with the Bayley to the belly, yes, but it's not enough to beat her at this stage of this matchup. Neckbreaker now. We know Asuka, perhaps the most dangerous woman in the entire WWE, many believe. Not just NXT. She's got that reputation, her ability, and she's finally reached her heights. It's taken her a long time to get to where she wants to be. Hasn't been as dominant as she would like, but beating Nia Jax for that championship, she's now growing stronger and stronger each match, and she's getting better and better, and now, all of a sudden, I think Asuka could be very, very tough to beat, if not nearly impossible at times, with the way she is in the ring. She's so dominant. That's what awaits the winner of this one. Bayley with some elbows, striking down Ember, and this is what Bayley needed to do earlier. She needed just to wear down Ember and work and build towards her best move, but she didn't quite do that earlier on. She failed to do so, and because of that, Ember was able to kick out. Ember tempted clothesline, missing out into the... Oh no, thought she was going for the DDT instead. Ember sweeps her off her feet. Excellent counter there by Ember Moon. Could be it here. Oh, a kick out. Close, right there by Ember Moon, who I think I've already been quite impressed by her performance in this one. We know how talented she is. We know what she's capable of doing. But right now, she's really showing us what she can do here. It's been a great performance so far. It's been a close match, though, between these two women. And they know that this is not going to be easy whatsoever. Clothesline by Bayley. Even if they do manage to find a victory, very, very tough indeed. Asuka's going to be so difficult to take over to beat, as now Bayley looking to pick up Ember. Suplex there by Bayley. And you just feel as though Bayley starting to hit her stride here. Starting to feel the confidence coming her way. It's been a while since she's been in this type of position. Bayley has been down on luck for the last 6 months of her career, you would say. Even been inactive at times as well, as we said. She's starting to try. She's just starting to get back to her best. She's trying her best. As now another Bayley to belly. Could be it here. Hand near the ropes, and the referee calls for the break. Ember Moon is saved. A Bayley to belly, but Ember Moon had fingertips underneath the rope. Unbelievable. Ember Moon is saved. A bit of luck. As now Ember has Bayley. Went for the fall away. Bayley countering with a DDT. Bayley's not giving this match up yet. Ember's trying her best to get herself back into it, but Bayley just won't let go. She's trying to hang on to the momentum and hang on to control, and Ember's trying to wrestle it away from her, but she can't quite do it. Bayley now starting to fire up some more. Here she comes in the corner. Bayley drives the shoulder in, and she's going for one more time. Bayley lining her up and drives herself into the corner, connecting on Ember Moon. Again, this time Ember in the other corner. Bayley still going, still fighting. Ember though, trying to get herself back into it. Flips over. Ember Moon does Bayley. And now the crowd supporting Bayley, getting behind her here. This has been a really good performance though, so far from Bayley. It's what she needs if she's going to hang with Asuka at TakeOver. Bayley now has Ember Moon back in the corner. And she moves her over, lining her up again. What does she have planned here for Ember Moon? And uh-oh, Bayley has her outside the ring. Bayley lining her up. Here she comes, sliding through underneath the turnbuckle. And connecting right there on the chest of Ember Moon, and she's down. Bayley bringing out every move in the arsenal right now, doing everything she can to make sure that she books her place at TakeOver. Here's the cover again. Ember's close to the ropes. And, oh, a kick out at 2. Well, a couple of small mistakes could have cost Bayley in this one. Obviously, the Bayley to belly, doing it perhaps too early in the matchup. And then again, doing it, but Ember Moon close to the ropes, forcing the break. So Bayley, she needs to find her best move again, but she's got to get it in the center of the ring. I think if she finds it this time, she will get her win. She will get what she wants. Right now, she's doing a bit of a dance and a jig here, but Ember Moon is down. Bayley wondering what her next move is, and a sliding drop kick right in the face of Ember. And she's going to try her luck here. She wasted a lot of time, though. I don't think this is going to get it. And she won't. But Ember Moon is still down. Bayley still has control. It's important here for Bayley that she remains in control of this one. Ember now, what she got planned here, looking for another fall away. Last time it got counted. This time it gets counted again. Bayley with another DDT. And Ember Moon can't find the move. Bayley's pretty pumped up now, and Ember Moon, just when she felt as though she was going to get her way back into this thing, Bayley shuts it down with another huge counter. And Ember Moon, she's in trouble here. Driven in the corner now. Bayley has her in the corner, lining her up. No, Ember Moon this time finds a counter. And right hand there by Bayley. Oh, struck her right on the face. Ember Moon taken down. Don't think she was expecting that. Now, Bayley to belly. Oh, no, Ember Moon countering. Ember Moon finally has found a counter to the Bayley to belly. This time she gets it. I think she wins. Ember, though, survives. She stays in it. And now has Bayley in the corner herself. Ember Moon. What has she got planned here for the former champion of Bayley? One of the bright up-and-coming stars of the women's division here in NXT and in the future on the main roster. Ember Moon now risking everything. She wants the fall-away slam off the top and almost sent Bayley out of the ring. That's how far she threw her. Ember Moon, she couldn't get it earlier on. So she decided, you know what? Let's get the avalanche fall-away slam off the top. And geez, that was close to the 3 count. The referee slapped down the 3, but I think Bayley just got the shoulder up and remains in this match. Ember Moon now looking to fly, but misses out. Bayley was struck with that earlier on in the match. This time she knew it was coming. This time she's able to get out of the way. Bayley now going for a suplex, connecting. And Ember Moon, despite the fall away slam, she hasn't been able to stay in the driver's seat here. Ember Moon looking to line up. Bayley drops down the elbow. Got some of it. And now she's fired herself up here. Looking to put this one away, I think. I think it's time. Ember Moon, she needs to end this match. Looking for another fall away slam. And Bayley taken down. Ember Moon could have this match won right here. It hasn't gotten her the victory yet. But you just get the feeling she's getting closer and closer. Bayley hanging on though. Trying to stay in this thing. Bayley now from behind. Ember Moon countering. And Bayley struck Ember Moon right there. Back and forth exchange between the two. Ember Moon could connect, perhaps going for a belly-to-belly of her own. And now Bayley hooks the leg, could be it here. Ember Moon, has she got any energy left? She does. Ember Moon doing everything she can to stay in it, but Bayley's not giving this matchup easily. The winner takes on Asuka at Takeover. It's everything right now for these two women. One of them needs to win this thing, and one of them needs to get that title shot. Bayley with a suplex now, looking for the belly-to-belly. Bayley lining her up. She's wasting some time. She's got to go for it. She does now, and she connects in the middle of the ring this time. Surely that's going to be it. She gets it. She's the #1 contender. Bayley has done it, and she will get another title opportunity. This time it's at the upcoming Takeover special. A long time in the making. Bayley's back on top here in NXT. One more hurdle to overcome, and it's the biggest and baddest of them all. It is Asuka. It's Asuka. Speaking of Asuka, from behind, here she comes. Asuka in the ring, coming after Bayley. Just after we saw Bayley go through a grueling match, Asuka is here. Look out, German suplex. Bayley, I don't know how she's got anything left in the tank, but Asuka is here. Bayley doing everything she can to fend her off, looking for a suplex, connecting. Bayley trying to make sure that she gets the upper hand here on Asuka just before Takeover, which will be happening next week. Bayley lining up Asuka now. Here she comes. Bayley to belly on the champion. Wow. Bayley to belly on the champ, and she picks her up and she stares her down right in the face. Bayley sends a big message to Asuka, who runs off. That's huge. Main event time here tonight on NXT. And we're going to see the champion in action, Bobby Roode, up against this man, Kassius Ohno. One of the superstars here in NXT that have been trying their hardest, trying his guts out to get an opportunity at that championship, but just can't seem to get it done. But regardless, Ohno will have a chance at the champion here tonight. Then he goes one-on-one with Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode, we don't see in action all that often here in NXT. It's a bit of a rare matchup for Roode, but a bit of a tune-up match at the same time for Roode, getting ready for Tye Dillenger at NXT Takeover, which will take place next week on BrendenPlayz. Got one more episode of NXT to go, then the big Takeover special. It should be a lot of fun indeed. This man, Bobby Roode, he's back here in NXT in action. And as glorious as ever, as they say, Bobby Roode, the NXT Champion, with a big match tonight, preparing for Ohno. Bobby Roode looks pretty confident. A slow but very confident walk down to the ring. He knows what he's going to do here tonight. He knows that tonight is a must-win. Because if he loses to Ohno, I think it gives Dillinger that slight bit of hope that there is a chance that Bobby Roode could finally be dethroned. And many believe that Tye Dillenger could very well be the man to do it. Now, I'm not going to disagree whatsoever. I think Tye Dillenger is very, very good and has all the talent, all the skills to potentially one day be a champion, and that day could indeed be a takeover. As this match gets underway, Bobby Roode versus Kassius Ohno. Roode with a solid start here, driving Ohno into the turnbuckle. Bobby Roode showboating a little bit early on here. I'm not sure about that there from the champ. He's not up against a slouch in Ohno, as he's got, oh, hang on, we've got a bit of company here as the #1 contender, Tye Dillenger, coming out to get a bit of a closer look perhaps at the champ. Bobby Roode continues to showboat, and we know that's Bobby Roode's style and a part of his game plan as a backstabber there by Roode. Bobby Roode loves to have the trash talk implemented into his matches. Just a bit of a mind game, I think. Just when you're getting on top, Bobby Roode will find a way to get back into it, shout glorious up to the rafters, and all of a sudden, that can really frustrate you. It has to really frustrate you as an opponent of Bobby Roode. It gets in your head a little bit and takes you off your game just momentarily, but that's all it takes for Bobby Roode to take advantage. Jawbreaker there by Roode into the neckbreaker there. Swinging neckbreaker, effective there by Bobby Roode. And that's how quick Roode can be at times. He's deceptively quick at times. Not always. He does like to be methodical. But often, if he needs to strike, and just like we saw there, he can really pounce. Roode now with a knee into the gut of Ohno. Bobby Roode going to get Ohno back up slowly but surely. Now looking for a suplex. Here it comes. No, Ohno countering. And Kassius takes down Bobby Roode. Tye Dillenger watching on, as we said, and he needs to watch on pretty close. We don't see a lot of Bobby Roode in action. And often Bobby Roode comes back with something different up his sleeve every time we see him. It's not easy at all to take on Bobby Roode because, one, he doesn't have to compete that often in NXT because he's the champ. The champions, everyone's chasing them as, oh no, into the turnbuckle. The champ, well, you know, look, everyone's chasing him. We've seen Samson, we've seen Black, we've seen Dillinger, Ohno, Roderick Strong, Andrade, Cien Almas. They're all chasing Bobby Roode. They're all hunting him down. They all want to be the NXT champion, but Bobby Roode is the one with the gold. And everyone is still trying to get their hands on him, but he just won't let it happen. And Bobby Roode continues to impress as Ohno, hang on, look out. Pile driver there by Ohno. Head first. And Ohno looking to continue to wear down on the head of Bobby Roode, and that will definitely work if he keeps it up. Effective there by Ohno. He's now lining up Roode, and oh, a knee to the skull. Kassius, I guess he feels as though he needs to really use those devastating strikes that he has, trying to perhaps even knock Bobby Roode out cold. Not a bad idea. Ohno, he's struggled for the victories. He's gotten so close. He's been very impressive. There's no doubt about that. But the wins haven't quite come his way. Missed the big boot, and Bobby Roode takes him off his feet. And he'll take a bit of a breather while he's at it. Why not? Just have a bit of a rest and go back to his business right now. Drops the knee on Ohno. Plenty to love about the champion Bobby Roode. He's been champion for a long, long time. Beaten some of the best. Austin Aries, the current United States champion, he beat him. Let's not forget the legendary Kurt Angle. He beat him as well. He won the WrestleMania Battle Royal. And then an elbow there by Ohno, connecting on the chest of Roode. Ohno trying to fire himself up here. As now, a couple of clotheslines inbound. Here's the second. Here comes one more maybe. No! Connects with a boot instead. Roode is still down and still just as effective. Bobby Roode in some trouble. Shot to the gut now. Ohno looking to put him away. Has him up. Pile driver. Ohno with another pile driver. This could well be it here for Bobby Roode. Ohno with an upset victory over the champion here tonight. Could be it. No, a kick out at 2. Bobby Roode stays in it, and Ohno cannot believe it. He thought right then and there that he had this match won, but not quite. It's not easy. Bobby Roode now back to his feet. Oh no, look out. Roode has a hold of him and takes him down. Just like that, Bobby Roode gets himself back into it. Now some strikes. Couple of right hands to the forehead of Kassius. Shot to the gut now. Roode again. Look out. Neckbreaker incoming. And it's delivered onto the shoulder of Bobby Roode rather than the mat. Perhaps even more effective mat. Bobby Roode certainly seems to think so. Can only get a 1 count though. Not enough to put Ohno down. Dillenger must be scouting here. Needs to take notes. How can he beat Bobby Roode? What is Bobby Roode's weakness? I don't know if we really have found it. We know that he can go the distance. He put on perhaps the match of the year against Kurt Angle. And that was a long one. That match took a long time. And we saw in that one that Bobby Roode was able to withstand a lot of punishment. And able to really put the offense on when he needed to as well. Now with another neck breaker. So Bobby Roode has shown us that he's got the stamina. He's got the work ethic to fight through a long, hard match to get to the end. And obviously winning a fatal 4-way against 3 of the best in NXT certainly showcases how good Roode is as he drives down Ohno. Bobby Roode with the knee just raking it over the top of Ohno's head. And Bobby Roode in a lot of ways is a bit of a throwback to wrestlers in the past where he loves to take his time, doesn't have the flashy moves, doesn't like to fly off the top of the rope, doesn't like to dive through the ropes to the outside of the ring. He's not about that. He's just about grinding you down, beating you up, and, well, I guess telling you how great he is whilst he does it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's obviously finding him a lot of success right now, considering he's the longest reigning NXT champion in Universe Mode history. Think of the NXT Championship, some of the names that have already held the championship. And AJ Styles, of course, and Bobby Roode. It's only been a couple of champions, but certainly some elite names already. And we know AJ Styles could be the next WWE champion as well. So Bobby Roode can follow the same path as AJ Styles. There's a lot to like, and we know the names that have already come through NXT and challenged for this championship have been so elite and so prestigious. Bobby Roode looking to beat another one of those names, and Tye Dillenger at Takeover. First, he's in major trouble here against Ohno after the pile driver. And Ohno just can't seem to get the pile driver effective enough. Just can't seem to get it to work to beat Bobby Roode. Perhaps he needs the elbow. Instead, Roode with a counter. Bobby Roode, though, can't fire back. Ohno still able to counter again. Back to his feet, back in control, and the knee strikes Bobby Roode in the skull. Ohno now. Gonna drive Roode over the top. And a slap down goes Roode. Ohno has Roode to the outside. Is he thinking about something big here? What's he got planned? He wants Roode up. Gonna look to fly. Off the apron maybe. Ohno. Here he comes. Drops down and drives Bobby Roode off of his feet with that diving clothesline. And it's effective. Bobby Roode is down. Ohno has a chance to capitalize here. Has a chance to win this thing. But Bobby Roode looking to fire back. Get himself back into this thing. Ohno back in the ring. And I wouldn't call it an upset really. We know how good Ohno is. And now Ohno drives him down again. Head first. With a bit more power behind that pile driver. But Bobby Roode, that is why he's the champ. Grabs the rope and Ohno cannot believe it. How the hell did that happen, Ohno is saying. And now he's trying to get the crowd behind him. I'm not sure about that right now. He's got Bobby Roode right on the ropes here. Bobby Roode's, he's walking the tightrope. As now he's got Ohno up. Hang on. Bobby Roode up at the shoulders. Ohno in trouble. Bobby Roode slamming down Ohno into that neck breaker. That could get him right here. Ohno is down. And Bobby Roode catches him off guard and takes him down for the 3 count. Wow. Bobby Roode picks up the win. Ohno too busy, distracted, trying to get the crowd behind him. And Bobby Roode pulls a rabbit out of the hat, swings down Kassius Ohno, hits the neck breaker and puts him away. Wow. Excellent move by the champion. And Ohno had nothing for it. Here it was. Bang! Into the neck breaker. And that's something we haven't seen too often from Bobby Roode before, but it's worked. It beats Ohno, who I thought was mounting a comeback. And I thought he was going to come back and win this thing. But the champ prevails. Tye Dillenger watches on, and he knows that Bobby Roode at any time, at any place, can pull out a victory. He's dangerous at all times, and hopefully he doesn't turn his back on Bobby Roode like we saw Ohno do just then. A big mistake there by Ohno. Bobby Roode, the champion, with the victory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have time for this edition of NXT. If you enjoyed it, make sure you do leave a like on it. Let's try and hit 250 likes on this episode. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified when I upload a video. Make sure you also check out my new series on Total Extreme Wrestling. We're playing a TNA playthrough. It's been a lot of fun, and a lot of you guys have been really enjoying it, so make sure you check it out if you haven't already. SummerSlam coming away in a few weeks' time. Do not miss it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.